So, some of the main progress I've had done is I've gotten the towers built up. Each tower is about 25 less than the other one height-wise. And I've been building up the hills a little bit. And then that hill I've reduced a bunch to get them to have like a nice dramatic bottom to them. If I go down, it gets a bit easier to see. So now they are very well defined, and then they'll probably connect up with a little bridge, though I'm not certain how yet. Over here, I've built up this ground a bunch, since it was around about this height before, so that it connects up with the base of this wall. And on the other side, you can see where the original ground sort of was. Over here. So it's not terribly much, but I have raised it because I can figure out how to get it to mesh otherwise. And then around here, I thought I might make some sort of little, like, harbor area. I realize that this is way above the ocean level, so I probably won't just make a boating dock unless it's to, like, send ships out and never return. But I think I want to have, like, a waterfall stream of some sort to go down here and end up in the ocean. I may not, but currently that's the thought. But I've been building this up, and I think I want it to go up a bunch and then bridge over and have the building just continue over it to make it sort of a grungy underground dock sort of feel. And then behind all of this, I have been working hard to remove the forest and light up the area. So at the moment, the island is just about completely safe, excluding any caves or any of the phantoms that spawn. But as long as I go to sleep every now and then, it's fine. I do want to eventually build the forest back up with just and trees in general, but at the moment it's really hard for me to see where I want to build with all the trees there, and so I've just sort of cleared the forest to make it all a lot easier. And then, as there was a slight glimpse of earlier, I've started building up this side of the mountain. I figured that the best way to keep sort of the shape of the mountain, how it bumps up every now and then, is to make tiers of the house. That's obviously not the exact same, but it's the closest I think I'm gonna get. And so I've been clearing them out. There's currently a deck on top of that roof, but as I'm not sure how either of the sides are connecting yet, I've not done much with the sides to solidify them. No idea what that was. And then over on that side, what I'm currently thinking of, what I'm currently thinking of doing is adding sort of an overhang, just hanging over onto that area that has a couple of pillars to sort of keep it up, so that you still get the cliff side while having the build wrap around it nicely. And then just for the sake of it, I figured I would quickly show off what this land looks like underneath all the trees that were back here. I'm very much not sure how the building's gonna wrap around, but I have it all cleared out so I can take a look now. I accidentally fell off, so I am running back to grab my stuff, but as I'm passing by the towers again, one of the reasons why they're capped at this height is because as much as I'd want to make them a little bit taller, I do have build height to worry about, and I want them to still be shorter than this build. So they may get their heights lowered a little bit depending on how high I'm able to take this. Because if I run into build height, then obviously things are going to have to be dropped down. But for the moment, I think that's an alright height for them. On this side, I've started to build an outline of what's going to go there. I got really distracted by the harbor later, but it's... I'm not sure yet. I do like the idea of having something that drops down there and then connects up with the rest later, but I'm not certain. Over here, I have the start of a rudimentary staircase system that's going to have a bit more refined of a staircase that winds around here. And then I'm going to make this a bridge. It's obviously not there yet. They are a pain in the butt to build. Down here, I want to have, like, a sort of gardening storage area. And then it's gonna come up here and connect with the garden. For the garden, I've built up a wall there. I'm not sure if the wall, how far the wall is gonna wrap around, but that's gonna depend on how the building above is. Whoops. And then down here, I've started to cap off different little areas for this little, like, garden walk area. And then I've started yet another rudimentary bridge. It's fairly hideous on the bottom, and then it's quite easy to fall off of. But there's that. And then I want there to be a waterfall that comes out and then flows down that way. And over here, I sort of want to build like a little shack, just sort of like a gardening shack of some sort, or like a covered bench area. But I'm not certain they since it's such a small size. And then down here, I want there to be a pond that again has a waterfall flowing out. And then it may flow down, but at the moment I'm thinking of just sort of edging it like I have those ones and then keeping it just a pond up here. Landscaping is fun, it's just also really maniacal, I guess, so I've been putting it off a little bit. And then on this side here, I've decided to cap that side off with a roof, and then cap this side off with a little deck area, so that they're not the exact same, and that allows sort of a bit of a variance. I obviously ran out of fences and haven't come back, but it allows a little variance, and it doesn't connect up weirdly with this tower mainly, because with the roofs being the way they are, like the way I'm doing them, the stairs here would have touched the stairs for this roof, which wouldn't have been great, and so I figured that this would just be a nice little deck area, because you get to see a nice view of the garden area and just the surrounding village space. Then on the inside here, I've started to build just a little attic area. I'm not sure if it's going to connect up here or down there. Either way, I think I want there to be a railway here so you can at least peer into the attic. I'm not certain. A lot of things are not certain yet. It sort of just depends on what each room ends up being. Though over here, I think would be a nice little cozy, just library area with shelves, just a tiny tower of books. And then I don't think I have a walkway, but down here I've started sort of like a darker apartment area. I don't know how the windows are going to be on this side, but I definitely do want to keep these two windows in. And so that's going to take some stairs and things to make it look nice with the double thick walls. But overall, I think I want this to be either sort of like a guest room or like a living room of some sort. If I make it a living room, it would sort of be like fireplace, couches, and then a drink bar off to the side. Again, I've sort of started and haven't gotten much farther. At the moment, I'm keeping the floor dark oak, but especially if it's a bedroom, I think I'm gonna put some carpets in just to make it look a little bit better. And then I've carved out this area to sort of be the same general shape as the of where it started to dip down in the mountain initially. And then I've started laying out the space for this little bridge. It's just going to be a teeny bridge, but it's going to be the way to get in the tower from here. And then I've obviously capped off this area. One thing that I almost forgot is on the inside here, I've started laying out where I think I want the floors to be. Like, I'm gonna get this floor to sort of hug this section of the mountain, and then turn back here. I'm not certain if it's just gonna go, it's probably just gonna go over here, but I'm not certain. This is the theme with this build at the moment. But I've laid out sort of where I want this floor to end, because I do like the idea of it curving in like this. My initial thought is to have the floor bump up one and then have it be I don't have any blocks on me, have it be just a wall around, so it's just a like 2 block difference between this floor and that floor, but I think that would be a cool little effect for this area. And then the main holdup at the moment is my friend jumped on and he had the wonderful idea of a grand staircase here. The only issue is that we're having to figure out the logistics of the staircase being very large while also meshing with the mountain. At the moment, we think this might be the final dimensions. Obviously, there's going to be more decoration to it. This is just the general shape, but we think this is going to be the general final location of the steps. There's been quite a few redos of getting the front pair of steps here into the back, or if they should be in the front, or where exactly they should be. But at the moment, that should be final. But that's been the main work we've been doing, and then that's been about all I've done since last I did a video on it. So for